There's not a labor shortage in this country. There's actually a good job shortage. What? Who knew? So here we are over on the good old tube of you, looking at Bernie Sanders' official verified account, according to YouTube, which of course we are subscribed to right here. Don't want him to not have enough subscribers. And something just caught my eye today when I saw a little one of his videos popped up. What we're looking at here is the fact that he's making the claim that there is not a labor shortage in this country. In fact, there's a shortage of good jobs. You see, it turns out that all these places that are hiring, the reason that there's no one working is not because of the fact that no one's working. It's the fact that the job isn't good enough. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what examples he can give us of not a good job.
I've been a Starbucks barista at HMS Host and O'Hare for nearly 17 years. I wake up every day at 12:30 in the morning to work at one of the busiest Starbucks in Illinois. There are mornings where I work alone, and from the start, there's a line of 30 or more people asking, when will I open? We are so understaffed that it makes my job harder because I have to keep all the regular pots going while also taking specialty orders and food orders. Now, it's easy to imagine how being fully staffed would change things at Starbucks. Recently, because of a store closure, employees got shuffled around. We had enough staff for just 1 week. I was able to get off work on time and spend time with my family. Every week should be like that. Unfortunately, the next week, the company reopened that store and we had too much work to do again. At my company, HMS Host, fewer of us are doing more work than we did before the pandemic. Let me be clear. Though we're understaffed, we don't have a worker shortage. We have a good job shortage here in O'Hare Airport.
Okay, so listening to that, I'm a little bit perplexed here. You see, I'm getting mixed feelings about what she's going on about. You see, seems to me she's complaining about being understaffed, right? There's not enough workers. She goes through, saying how few workers there are since COVID, which is a whole nother topic we could get into on to why there is, but there's not enough people working since the pandemic. And then she ends that, though, with saying that they don't have enough good jobs. So I'm confused. As far as I was concerned, Starbucks seems to be a fairly decent job, working in a chain restaurant, that is, at least. There we go, right there from Indeed, 12.32 per hour and 11.92 per hour. That's just as a barista and a server. This seems fairly decent for a coffee shop, because it's a coffee shop. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never worked at Starbucks, but it's a coffee shop. But anyway, let's continue and see what Bernie Sanders has to say in response to that most heartfelt message.
Some of you may know we had your boss, Mr. Schultz, in front of our committee the other day. And it is clear to me that Starbucks, where you have some 300 shops that have voted to form a union, they have not yet negotiated a contract with one of those shops. And it is clear to me, and I think to all of you, we know what's going on. They're doing everything that they can to try to break unions. The National Labor Relations Board made that, I think, pretty abundantly clear. So to answer your question, Anna, what we are trying to do is pass what is called the PRO Act, which essentially protects the rights of workers to organize, and is part of that to get a first contract in a timely manner. Because what many of these companies do, they have all the money, they have all the lawyers, they have all the resources. You don't have that. So they stall and stall and stall, and people quit, right? And people give up. And that's how they win.
Alrighty then, that's, about what you would expect from Bernie Sanders. It's good old union propaganda. So, essentially what we're saying here is that because they won't allow a union, certain individuals quit their jobs. That's just kind of how working a job works. If you don't like your job, you leave. I mean, we just looked at Starbucks. We see their prices. Their prices are public knowledge. If you do not like their wages, don't work there. You can go down the street and find a job anywhere right now. It's not like it's difficult. Don't work at a place that has bad wages. That's how capitalism works. When they can't get employees, they raise the wages. Instead, what they want to do is have the federal government try to step in and fix it like they always do, which doesn't work. Every time they do that, it doesn't work. And why doesn't it work? Because they force something, say, raising the minimum wage. Okay, well, what does that do? Well, that means now they can't pay as many employees. Only way they can pay their employees is charging more for their services. Well, what does that do? It means the cost of living goes up. Cost of living goes up. Next thing you know, you want minimum wage raised again. It's a price spiral. This happens every time there's a massive amount of inflation. Just read through history, folks. It's not hard. It's all over the place. So no, it's not that the government needs to step in and fix these wages. That's not the issue. Inflation's at like a horrible height right now. I mean, just buying groceries is terrible. I get that. You think raising minimum wages is going to fix that? No, you know what happened was COVID came around and they didn't want people working. So what do? They give them stimulus checks, pay them not to work. Well, now everybody's sitting at home still getting paid. What do you expect? Of course, there's going to be a shortage of labor. This isn't a shortage of good jobs. This is a shortage of labor because you spoiled all these people on it. Look, I hate to say it, but my generation is spoiled. They get everything just handed to them on a silver platter, get told that they can be whatever they want, whoever they want. Well, you know what? That's not how reality works. I'm all for following your dreams and everything and pursuing something better in life, but you have to work for it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's what the issue is. That's why our society's collapsing right now. It's because everybody wants everything given to them for free. These unions, not what they used to be. Back in the day, look, I agree with the union when they were working for pennies, when they were getting paid currency that could only be spent at the company they were working for, when they were working in coal mines and dying to the black lung. Yeah, I get unions. You're complaining about working at a coffee shop, and you're getting the federal government in on it. What have we come to? It's just... You've made the country a laughingstock. You really have. I'm sorry, Bernie, but you have. Thanks, everybody, so much for watching. If you enjoyed that, please consider leaving a like or a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Thank y'all again so much, and hopefully I'll see y'all in the next one.